your own job.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know?
if you go that far, you did a thing called storyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I mean, to think of what you just told us, and then you look at some of the other stuff that you went to school for. I mean, it's like, where'd you get that concept of the doing a full-length film?
Well, the full-length film was somebody else's concept, but they couldn't visualize how it needed to be done. So, since I'm a visual person and that's the way I think, I'm always thinking in, oh, do we get a close-up? Do we get from here? Do we get a full-length shot? Who's standing in front of who? Because that's the way you have to think when you're drawing, you know, or you're composing a photograph. So that's the way I think already. When you come to a director who might need a little help in visualizing how that particular scene is going to go or how the movie is going to go in itself, then you hire somebody like me who can visualize it for you and bring that out of what's in your mind and draw it. And they could say, yeah, that's it, or no, I think it's more like that, you know. And so that's what storyboarding is, you know.
And then you went from that to Nursery Dean Foods. What is that?
Okay, that place that I happen to do that at, that's a place near and dear to my heart. They're in Glendale, California. Wortaquorum, shout out, design group, woo! You know, these people do the nuts and bolts advertising where they do mailers, things that you get in the mail for different companies. They do brochures, they do in-store ads and stuff like that, and some of their clients are Dole Foods, Dean Foods, Birchall Nursery. And I mean, this is stuff that business can't deal without. It's the nuts and bolts of advertising.
And their marketing.
And marketing, yeah. And so I worked there for a few years, very happy to get the work and still love the people, great people, you know. And those are some of the things, some of my clients, you know.
That's why I mentioned it about the food, because I noticed that one. My wife, Jolene, and Sharon, I have asked them to think about putting a thing together. They're laughing. If they could put a food thing. My wife has this ability to cook stuff that's just unique. And Sharon, I know that you have your little garden that you do your little stuff. And I think you guys would be great putting something together. So why don't we think about how we can get a show to put something together for the both of you,
I think we
and
will.
kind of like have you guys do your own show without me and all that stuff.
Without him.
And yeah, and it's just like I was saying about your husband, you know, what you guys are doing for me is exactly what it is, to produce two-dimensional work that works, support products, theater, DVDs, and television media, as well as create your own layout design and illustration for children books and graphic novels. I do storybooks for commercials. What is that?
The storyboards for commercials, it's the same thing as what I was talking about for the full-length film. The only difference is that it's fewer frames, and I've done a PSA for a lovely family. Nicole Hansen happens to be the mom of two young spirited boys, the Spiridakis brothers, and they came up with this concept of PSA, a public service announcement on global warming. And yeah, and
I think it should be global warning.
Well, it's that too. It's that too. But I was really happy to do this thing because it was the boy's idea, and the mother having an entertainment background and being an actress, she was able to, after I storyboarded the script for her, she was able to take the storyboards to a director of some note, and it's Marshall Herskovitz of Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
And then she got Tony Goldwyn, who's an actor who's on Scandal right now, to act in the PSA with her son. So, I mean, I didn't know it was going to be something like
escalated,
that.
huh?
Yeah, when I first took on the job, I thought, well, I'll help the kids out, and mom seems like a nice person. I'll do it, and that's what the storyboarding for commercials
So
is
if
about.
somebody that wants to steal you from us, not because we want them to, but you know, with all this ability that you're doing, you know, I think it's only good that you should be well known for what you're doing and how you want to do something. So if somebody wants to contact you and actually say, okay, you know what, you brought it up, we're going to take her away from you, we need her services, how do they contact
Well,
you?
you know what? I got to read this off this
Sure.
paper, but you know, because I don't know it by heart. But I can be reached on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Semkhet. That's SEMKHET1. And there you'll find my artwork. You'll find that PSA. And you can leave me a message. You can take a look at stuff and see what
Would you mention
think.
your husband's program too and the stuff that he does?
Oh, okay.
And both of you do that. We're all putting together.
Actually, that's Soup Bone Media. We're on Facebook too. Soup
and
Bone
other,
Media.
And other ones too.
Soup Bone Media is the main one. That's
Okay.
where you need to go and see the interview with Bobby. It's really good.
Okay, and Bobby,
Tells him his-
say it again, the whole name.
Bobby Cavanis. Robert Bobby Bizio Cavanis.
Say that last.
Cavanes.
And what's that last name?
Cavanis.
No, the B one.
Bizio.
Okay. what
That's
does
his
that mean?
nickname. You know, that's a long story.
Okay.
Well, we
And
won't go
only
there.
if
don't
we have
that
the
much
time to talk about it, you know. But Bizio, his part of his family's from Brazil, and his grandmother called him Babizio, and he shortened it to Bizio.
Okay.
And Babizio means young lad. Yeah.
I have a question for you,
Sure.
Sharon.
Uh-huh.
At what age did you get started, or what age were you drawn to start your
4 years
venture
old.
that you have to this date?
4 years old.
4
I
years
started
old?
drawing at 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I started drawing at
You
4.
still have some work of what you've done at 4 years old?
No, but I do have work from high school, I think, somewhere.
Well,
But-
you know the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. What about your son?
My son, he's an excellent
name?
artist, Christian Terry Smith.
And he does what?
He does graphics. He's doing T-shirt graphics, but his main thing that he does is he does music production. He raps, and he's a musician.
And
Yeah.
we're going to have him on the show one day because he's really, he was a gentleman a while back that won the essay contest for the school district and the city. That's quite an achievement for the Martin Luther King essay contest, and then he did stuff. And you know, this whole show is all about us being able to look at all the different things that happen here in California, the state, United States and stuff. And I find that right here in our neighborhoods, we have all this talent. And if I didn't know you and didn't spend more time to find out what you did, we would never know all this stuff about you and your son. And even my wife, you know, when we were starting to do this venture, she stopped what she was doing to help me, propel me to do this by, you know, first she started cooking, and now she's co-host. She's getting ready to run the whole operation. We call her the boss. So and, you know, basically what I'm saying to you is that who would have ever thought that I would be producing or anything else after I left the court, you know, I was going to go do this. And I think that this is an example of what this media does for the community channel, Channel 32, and how they open the doors for anybody who wants to excel and do stuff. And when I met you guys, I knew that you had to come down here and be a part of this. And whether my wife knows it or not, she's got so much stuff yet to do that she'll be probably running this thing as soon as she gets through with the cooking.
He
So-
has high expectations.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I can meet them.
But the thing I'm trying to say is we want to thank you and your husband for
Thank
doing the
you.
shows today, and my wife for cooking. The cooking was so good that everybody has stacked their little plates up to carry home to their wives
I've
or
got
whatever.
my own too.
Well,
And,
thank
I'm
you so
glad.
much. having me
Well-
and having my husband here today.
Well, you know, you guys have done a lot, and I got to thank the staff here for taking the time
Right.
to put up with us,
Yes,
because they've
yes.
gone an hour over their time.
Right.
Yes.
And they're taking the
Yes.
bows, but it's not for you, it's for the other staff members. So,
Thank you.
as host of the Living in America show, any of you who would like to be a guest on the show, who would like to come and be a part of anything that has to do with issues and things like school issues, community issues. You have a problem with tickets. You have problems with jury duty. You have problems with your doctor. Going to the hospital and have to wait 30 hours before they can see you, and things like that. Or you have a confrontation with the sheriff department, or you want to be represented in a case that has. We have all these people that are affiliates of ours who can actually not give you advice, but lead you to where you can get the right advice. So, you know, a lot of things that happen to Jackie Robinson. We have 2 young 10-year-old co-hosts that are interviewing young kids in sports events. We have the Little League. We have Aspires. We have a couple other ones that I can't think of just right off the bat. We have a group we just met at the, we went to Little Rock, that their parents of the kids who have parents who are up, they're going to be coming on the show. We have different things that we like to make sure that your voice is heard. If you have a sidewalk that's cracked and the city won't fix it, or you don't think you can get it, or your dog's barking, or somebody's breaking the law by not having the dog on the leash and stuff.
We're
It may
covering a
seem
lot.
simple. It may be simple stuff, but I'm telling you, these things need to be addressed before they get out of hand. And so with all the things that we are doing on the internet or on the line, these things will be coming to us. And instead of calling us, you can email us, and we'll be able to hook you up with the right person. And I'm being told we have 1 minute, but here's the issue about what we do. We are not about what we do, it's about what you want us to do as far as the issues that you bring up or can email us address. If there's a thing about immigration or gun control, or the way the country's going, or you're not satisfied with some of the things you think Obama does or doesn't do, contact us and come on the show. Be man or woman enough to do this. We're not leaving women out of the show. As you can see, we have women here. But if you're a young person and you want to learn some of the things that she does,
Yeah.
or Mr. Kavanaugh, or learn to cook from Jolene, you can contact us and we'll hook you up. And we're very grateful for you being co-host. You have anything you want to?
Thank you. I just want to thank you, Sharon.
Oh,
thank
thank
you
you,
so very
Julian.
much
Thank
for
you.
coming on the show.
Yeah,
You've
my
made it
pleasure.
a real great deal
Thank you.
today for us. So
Thank you.
again, we look forward to having you back and
Sure.
showing us some more of your work, and
Sure.
working harder.
That's
and,
right.
Stretching it out for us.
And smarter.
Oh, yes.
You know, there was one thing I forgot to mention. You
Yeah.
mentioned when we were at Aspires that you wanted to have some kind of a group. Did you ever?
Yeah, it's still in the works, and we'll be talking about it soon. Maybe next summer we'll be able to get this going. And
So how are you doing at Cabalon? Is there anything that you put together? there?
we're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, see if we can just.